I am Dana Malcolm. This is your top stories morning edition for Thursday, November 30th. Coming up, the news that matters most.
There is simply nowhere else in the Turks and Caicos Islands that you can find such a wholesome variety of your favorite fresh foods. There is simply nowhere else in the Turks and Caicos Islands that you can find such outstanding service. And there is simply nowhere else in the TCI to answer your every food craving in a chic, comfortable, centrally located store. That's a place you can trust. Number 1 is Graceway IGA. Fresh, service, trust for over 20 years.
After months of lowered prices, Fortis TCI is warning an increase is on the way. In a November 29th press release, the company said new projections from their fuel supplier indicate that fuel prices will continue to rise over the next several weeks. As a result, the fuel factor rate on November's electricity bills increased by up to 10% across some service territories. Higher global demand for fuel, along with production cuts by leading oil-producing countries, are blamed for the increase. No homes on Crown land have been demolished, and the ISU is working to regularize some homeowners, but the Informal Settlements Unit is warning it is bad and an illegal idea to squat on Crown land.
You will never acquire title to it, and when the time comes, it will be reclaimed for the Crown.
That was Carlos Simons KC and head of the ISU speaking to the media in a press conference on Monday. Coming up later, advice on how to check if the land you're buying is legitimate. One of the most spectacular seasonal events is back after a 2-year break. All are invited to the Christmas tree lighting ceremony put on by the Kiwanis Club of the Turks and Caicos this Sunday, December 3rd. Fun begins at 4 p.m. with the concert, raffle, activities for the children, and gift giving. Hundreds usually flock to Butterfield Square downtown and always entertaining a fire truck sleigh with Santa. Let us know if he makes an appearance. Magnetic Media is your news leader.
Everyone can now pay online with the National Health Insurance Board. Employers, self-employed, students, voluntary contributors, or even pensioners making contributions for their dependents. Simply visit nhip.tc. Register for the e-services, submit your calculator, and pay directly through our e-services portal. Payments are easier with the National Health Insurance Board. Building a healthy nation, one person at a time.
The upskilling of the Turks and Caicos Regiment continues with recent training delivered by the British Army. It included chainsaw operating and instructing courses and field medic and battle casualty drills. Additionally, a Turks and Caicos delegation, including the Police, Regiment, Border Force, and National Security Secretariat, attended the Northern Caribbean Security Summit. The summit was focused on identifying current threats, including trends and opportunities linked to maritime operations and firearms trafficking. The Turks and Caicos women's football team will host its final international match of the year next Monday as part of the Road to CONCACAF Women's Gold Cup. The TCI faces Bonaire, and the match is scheduled to kick off at 3 p.m. at the TCIFA National Academy. Entry is free, and residents are invited to come out and support. The power of attraction. Magnetic Media.
There's an opening right now at Provo Air Center looking for an accounts clerk. Provo Air Center needs a motivated self-starter and team player to support the in-house accounting department. The ideal candidate will have bookkeeping or accounting experience with an understanding of AP, AR, Excel, and QuickBooks. This is an exciting opportunity to work with a great team and have lots of room to grow. Send your CV to Debbie at provoaircenter.com. That's DEBBY at provoaircenter.com. Hiring now.
The strong bond between the Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas was emphasized by Philip Davis, Prime Minister of the Bahamas, recently as he spoke at the grand opening of the Nassau-based Turks and Caicos Diaspora Office. He said the Turks and Caicos Islands were part of the Bahamas. They even had a representative in our parliament. We were one nation. The Bahamian Parliament has been supportive of the Diaspora Plan, which could see TC Bahamians migrating away from the Bahamas and into the Turks and Caicos as both countries grapple with human resource shortages. Police are still looking for 38-year-old Hayward McIntosh in connection to drug offenses. The 5'9" belonger, who is from the Bight in Providenciales, is also known as Woody and is strongly urged to surrender. And just before we go, for weather in the Turks and Caicos Islands today, it is going to be partly cloudy with a high only going up to 83 degrees Fahrenheit for tonight. 79 degrees is the coolest it will get, with a few clouds from time to time. I am Dana Malcolm. Thank you for joining us. Top Stories in 5 is a Magnetic Media production, and it is free to share.